Hi, I'm Saren.
And I'm Ray.
We're your Spider Baby hosts from To Know Her Is to Fear Her, a Spider-Woman podcast, as well as proud members of the collective.
You're listening to Capes and Lunatics. Gimme, gimme.
Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Don't miss out on our comic book creator interviews, including our monthly Chichester chats with comic book legend D.G. Chichester, superhero movie brackets, and our search for the worst comic book movie of all time, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Luca Perich, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
I'm here for Peter.
Flip, flip.
That's right, kids. Welcome back to the 200th episode of Ultimate Spider-Cast.
We did it, boys. Pack it up. Let's go home.
Anyway, I am Phil, and everyone is here this time. That's right, kids. The woman that Hurricane Ian marked itself safe from, it is Lilith Hellfire.
You damn straight, Lilith Hellfire.
And of course, we got the Spider Pimps here. We got Dave from the Signal of Doom. How you doing, Ray? Dave.
I'm well, thank you. And I am Ray tonight, and Ray can be Dave.
Yes, let's do it.
Yikes!
We'll just swap.
Freaky Friday.
And that's right, the Spider Pimp himself. Yes, High Priest of Khonshu, Ray. Hello, Ray.
Hello, salutations, everybody. I try to be as least pimpy sounding, so yeah.
And he's a
200 episodes. What an achievement!
Yeah, awesome stuff,
yeah,
guys.
Wow.
Far out.
How many times have we mentioned Gwen Stacy going off that bridge?
Oh my god, my liver's done. I'm done. Just from that alone.
Just the neck snap.
Into the guy who did its face, no less.
How many times has Jerry Conway had to answer questions about that? I asked
Every single podcast he's ever done since podcasts
he has to relive
have
it.
existed.
Yeah, he relives it every time in excruciating detail.
If anybody creates a time machine, it's going to be him. He's like, you know what? It's not worth it. I'm not going to do it.
I reckon he would love it. He's going to be remembered for that. That's a seminal moment in comic book history. So
truly, it was a game changer.
I mean, he was so young when he did that. And again, it's like 50 years later, he's still answering for that. He's probably sick of answering questions about it.
Have you ever heard him when he starts going off script about how much he couldn't stand Gwen Stacy?
Yes, I have.
It's awesome. You don't have to prod him much at all, and then suddenly he's like, you know what? She was really nothing special.
I agree. It's her death that makes her special. Actually, 100%. Ironically,
yeah.
Ironically, the one thing.
Yeah.
If only she had landed on that headband, man, she would have been fine. No, that thing has to be made of adamantium or something, because even when they resurrect her or anything, she's always wearing that damn headband.
Even her kid, her cousin. Wait, no, her cousin.
Jill.
Just change the color headband and you're fine.
Yeah, she comes back every now and then. She pops up. Or
but Ghost Spider is the gift that keeps giving, so
what is, because I watch the Amazing Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends with Finn, and so it is Ghost Spider in there. Isn't that just Spider-Gwen?
It's just a name change. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, that's her actual comic name, the main comic, and then everybody just calls her. Yeah, we just call her Spider-Gwen.
But isn't it Spider-Gwen on the title?
Spider-Verse, she was Ghost Spider, wasn't she?
Yeah.
On the comic, it was for now, but I think even when they do comics now, they say Ghost Spider. But yeah, that's like her code name, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was
love
just
her.
for the TV.
Actually I've got a key ring of her somewhere. It's a great design.
Yeah.
Really.
Oh no, it's a fantastic design. I think that's what really kind of. If it was a half-hearted design for her costume, she probably would have disappeared in the ether. But I think the strength of the design really made her.
Yeah,
and she's developed since then. Sorry, what was that, Lilith?
Her character's been fizzling lately for me just because they don't know what to do with her because we're all waiting for Into the Spider-Verse #2.
The Miles Morales syndrome. Okay.
Yes.
we always have Silk. I know that you both love Silk.
You don't like Silk? I prefer.
I mean, Silk still has a
Spider.
book, but freaking Jessica. Yeah. Don't get me started.
Oh,
I want to open up that can of worms.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Everybody's like, Silk. How does Silk have a book? Nobody reads it. Is it just porn now? Is that what it is?
I wish.
the way that character is drawn, I'm thinking it's very much.
Is it really? I didn't realize she
Her
was.
proportions
Right.
are almost like.
Oh please, Ray. The one person I hear ever talk about Silk is you. Okay. I didn't do that.
She's starting to get Power Girl proportions. I'm just saying. So I'm
Really?
just wondering
Okay.
if that's just what the 5 people that read Silk, is that what they're reading it for?
I may have to make it 6 people.
No, admittedly, like Phil, when I do kind of defend her, like I don't collect her series or anything like that. I've only seen her in the Spider events. I like how they kind of evolved her a little in the fact that she's no longer, under pheromones or kind of has the hots for Peter and vice
That didn't
versa.
last that long.
That didn't last. Yeah,
long.
no.
Yeah.
But I like how she's kind of she was good in Spider Women, the crossover with Spider Woman and Ghost Spider as well. So
That's
I
the
don't
only thing
collect
I've actually read that character, and it was okay. But like I see the covers, and it's just very much thirst traps. It's very
Really?
much thirst traps. So
And
I'm just like,
do you really think in this day and age that even works? Like, really?
there will always be horny young boys
I
whose
guess.
mother goes through their things. So
Yeah, I know, but I'm just thinking that
Shh, he's right below me.
what I'm saying is they'd have a lot of other options
This
these
way.
days. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, Silk's a bit risque. It's not that exciting. Kind of thing.
never underestimate the power of cartoon drawn women, anime, hentai. Never underestimate the power of that.
Superior.
I didn't realize she was sexualized. Like,
I mean, Jessica with her butt when she first came out, and we got over that.
Yeah, Jessica, yeah, for sure, absolutely, and she's still kind of depending on the artist.
Yeah,
but Silk, I didn't realize. But I mean, again,
Look
I
at
haven't
my
really paid
butt.
too much attention to the series.
Neither have I, but
a lot of style, not a lot of substance. At least the last book that I picked up.
All
So.
sizzle, no steak.
I am looking at some pictures here, and I must say, her boobs
Course
have
you are, Dave. Course you are.
Power.
definitely-
It's reaching Power Girl proportions. I'm just saying somebody might want to
it's
catch
getting
it.
there. I think she's had some surgeries or loss. I think she's had some
Alright.
work done.
I think she's spinning her own jugs at this point.
She's blossoming into a woman.
Right.
But you know what's weird? Like, you know how Black Widow, obviously, right? And it's just like, but she's not a spider person.
Yeah.
Like, I need that alternate universe where Black Widow's actually part of the spider family. I'm just saying.
I'd love it. I love Black Widow. Actually.
Oh no, she's bitten by a radioactive Russian spider. Oh.
I'm saying, in the Red Room itself, I'm just saying, it could work.
Mm-hmm.
It could work.
She's got those things on her wrists, whatever they're called.
Exactly.
Stingers or something.
Can make those
yeah.
web shooters,
That's
yeah.
it, right? Yeah, that's it.
Missed opportunity. I guess they didn't know Spider-Man was going to be this big
Yeah.
as he
Good
was.
one.
Otherwise, they would have been thinking like,
They were banking on the angel.
And she's a redhead. I'm just saying.
Oh.
Not Mary Jane, but if another redhead enters the chat,
Yeah.
even Ben's got himself a redhead now. So I'm just saying.
Well,
Yeah.
technically, I'm not reading or I haven't caught up on the most current Amazing Spider-Man, but I don't believe he's with Mary Jane at this point in time.
That's
so
right. No,
he
he's,
can,
They're in
he's
an
single and
argument
can
right
mingle.
now.
they're in a.
He's single and can mingle. You know.
Well, everybody
So-
knows Felicia's next in line. So,
Yeah.
especially since Flash
Nothing wrong
is
with that.
dead
I mean,
for
Felicia-
now.
Yeah. Although
They're
Felicia,
gonna bring him back. Mark my words.
she. Yeah, I'm very old-fashioned with. Is she still interested in the spider and not Peter now, or she's gotten over that?
I think she's kind of gotten over that, yeah.
Yeah, she's been over that
that's
for a
old
while.
news. Okay, yeah.
Actually, with the way the Jet has evolved, Felicia, I don't even think she'd be into Peter or Spider-Man at this point. She's come a long way.
She's into Batroc, isn't she?
Oh God, Lilith, look who's commenting.
Oh,
Mr. Robert Southgate.
Rob. Hey, Rob. How you going?
Good morning, good sir. Get back to packing.
Somebody's high on his coffee.
Oh, yeah. I don't even want to talk about Deadpool right now.
Oh yeah,
He's
he's
got
getting.
the MCU in shambles.
What?
You're a Deadpool fan, aren't you, Lilith?
Yes.
Yeah, so am I. I'm a massive one. How exciting was the news that Hugh Jackman is going to come in for Deadpool 3?
I don't know how to feel about it. Like,
Well, I feel
like they're just gonna like retcon the X-Men in. Like that's their chance now because he's third wall. But well, they've always been here. What do you mean?
I reckon he won't be the Wolverine. Like, I mean, he'll be a Wolverine.
It's gonna be another No Way Home situation.
Yeah, because he's too old. He can't.
I don't think it'll be that serious. Like, it's going to be a one and done. And I can tell you, this is...
Well, Hugh Jackman's Broadway roles have dried up, so he might need some Disney money.
Well, I can tell you, I have heard rumours, which I can't cite sources, but this Deadpool 3 thing with Hugh Jackman, they've been negotiating for a long time.
Oh, yeah, no kidding. Everybody knows that.
No, I know, but like close sources to him, I can tell you that... it was apparently always going to happen, and to the point where it was
just the money point,
Yeah.
Well, also, on the sheer fact of Ryan Reynolds being Ryan Reynolds, too, I'm sure helps. Very great working environment from what I hear. I've never heard a single person say, even on his worst movies, nobody's ever said, Ryan Reynolds is a diva or anything, so.
Oh, yeah, no, he chased and pushed for it,
And what Rob was saying, because I read an article as well, there's that, the speculation as to whether Hugh approached the MCU or whether they approached him, and they kind of think that he approached them because he mentioned something in an interview about it being on his terms. So, maybe
because the way Fox treated him, let's be honest, like I mean, they didn't really give him great material. B, they milked him for all it was worth, even when it kind of wasn't to his benefit. But he kind of did it for the fans too, and really pushed for Logan to be as good as it was.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, I absolutely love Hugh Jackman, and I love Deadpool and Ryan Reynolds, so I'm super excited. Like, that even the Deadpool movie's got a date,
I know. How cool is that?
Yeah. Just that in itself is it's enough.
I didn't think it was going to happen. Honestly.
I thought it was fake.
I was starting to lose faith. And when I woke up and saw that news, I seriously thought, is this just a prank?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And then I was like, no, they're just backing it so heavily, there's no way that they would prank this hard. Like, it would be a disaster for them.
Yeah, honestly. But look, listen, no tea, no shade to Tom Holland. Y'all, I don't know if you know this about me. I'm not really a fan of Tom Holland's Spider-Man. But if they bring back Tobey Maguire, if we can have Tobey and Ryan Reynolds and a Spider-Man Deadpool team up, listen. And get Sam Raimi back. Listen.
I heard, I don't know if this is true, I saw something today, just as I was reading my Kraven, that Sam Raimi was rumored to be doing the Blade movie.
Oh yeah, I would hope so. After the last director stepped out.
He stepped out, which we covered on Signal last night. Which I said to you, Ray,
which is crazy because they were supposed to start shooting next month, and they're trying to set a date of next November. I'm just like, oh my god, this is crazy.
Did you see the article as well though? But they're going to take a step back. Beau DeMayo, who was involved in Moon Knight as well as some other. He's going to be rewriting a large portion of the script, so it's not just like
I heard Mahershala Ali had a little writing credit in there too, so I don't know how he's going to feel about that. He's executive producing, he's had a lot of input on this movie.
So it's being pushed back, like the filming,
and he's not really happy with that Eternals voiceover cameo. Like, it might fall apart.
He wasn't. Yeah, I'm hoping
he didn't like that. He said Blade deserved better than that.
Bring back Wesley.
Voice.
Bring back
Wesley. Rumor has it he might make an appearance. But Delroy Lindo as Whistler, because Delroy Lindo is amazing, and to have a black Whistler, yes.
Oh, cool.
Wesley Snipes.
That was the most like I like Mahershala or whatever, but Delroy Lindo in the MCU, yes, please.
Yeah, I hope they do stick to the guns with Blade, because I think, that opens a door. I mean, apparently that Werewolf by Night one-shot TV show is just going great guns. Like, it's getting rave reviews, and that opens the door to the monster kind of corner, and Blade very much plays into that, and they can expand. I'd love the supernatural.
The Rider, right? The Rider?
I would love for Delroy Lindo to kill Morbius. Absolutely.
Yes. I mean, I haven't seen Morbius still, but I want to...
Well, Jared Leto's Morbius anyway.
Yeah.
And then the real Morbius shows up.
I was so in that Doctor Strange movie. I remember, Ray, I was so convinced the Rider was going to turn up.
Yeah, I
was like 4/5 of the movie, and finally I said to whoever I was probably Michelle, I said, I don't think the Rider's going to turn up. And I was so disappointed. I built it up in my head that the Rider was going to turn up.
That is the worst thing when you fed false information and you go into the cinema waiting for something and then it just never turns up.
Well,
I've been there before as
that
well.
all those other people turned up, like Patrick Stewart turned up and the Fantastic Four guy turned up and whoever else turned up, and I was like, come on.
Can I just say as well, I saw in the post Patrick Stewart, we got Professor X, we got Charlie Cox, Kingpin, and we got Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield. How cool is it that the MCU is bringing all these kind of people? And so, like,
I think it's cool.
Back to the point with Hugh Jackman.
It's the Chris Evans effect. They know.
Yeah.
They know.
So I think it's a winning formula. Bring him back. Pay him big bucks. Get Hugh back in there.
Well, I think they backed the money truck up a long way for Hugh Jackman, and
I'm sure.
I would
get
almost
Halle
question...
Berry there for Storm.
Whoa!
Yeah.
No.
I would prefer Angela Bassett because they told her she was too old. And I was like, baby, have you seen Angela Bassett?
Yeah. I don't
you
really
followed
like
the bag
Halle
on
Berry.
that one.
Yeah, she's in 911 and she still looks fantastic. Yeah, my girlfriend watches it. Yeah,
she could have easily been Storm.
They said she was too old, and she still looks the same age when they told her that.
Back then, she was too old. Really?
We had that conversation, Lilith. Remember, it was early 2000s. Halle Berry was getting every black woman role in Hollywood in the early 2000s.
It's a cycle. It's a cycle, definitely. So,
Well, Stella got a groove back.
She ain't never lost it.
No, exactly.
Angela Bassett's one of my faves, and I'm glad Ryan Murphy discovered putting her in all his ensembles like American Horror Story and 911. Absolutely love 911. It's a great show.
Ed Gale, isn't he a serial killer? Who's this?
I don't know who Ed Gale.
Ed Gein. I'm sorry, I'm thinking Ed Gein. Ed Gale. Who's Ed Gale?
Keep
little guy?
Keep throwing out your references, Grandpa.
No, that's from Howard the Duck, the movie. I know
Ed
what he's talking
O'Neill.
about.
He's from Married with Children. Like Ed Gale. I don't know.
Yes, exactly. Howard the Duck.
He's a Howard the Duck.
The little actor, the small person actor.
Oh, the guy in the duck suit. Okay.
Yeah.
The guy in the duck suit. Bring him back, Jesus.
Is he still alive?
I don't know. I don't know anything about Ed Gale.
No one knows.
Doing on there, like an IMDb.
No, he's still alive, so we can do it.
Yes, bring him back. But no one would recognise him unless he's in the Howard the Duck costume.
But we've seen Howard the Duck, and isn't he just?
I know. I reckon they can retcon that. They redo that because that Guardian.
They retcon the Infinity Gauntlet. They can retcon it.
Yeah, it was a waste of use.
All the MCU fans are yelling at me now.
No, Lilith, you're right on the mark. What was it? Hela and Infinity Gauntlet in Asgard, all that sort of bazzazzle. Yeah.
All right. Well, should we talk about what we're here to talk about?
Yes,
what are we? I
absolutely.
thought we were talking. Okay, yeah, excellent.
Craven's last night. Hey.
News. We're just talking the news.
Hey, I love him, but I know when Dave shows up, I know what's going to happen. So
long weekend, Phil. Long weekend. Don't worry.
And Ray and his friend Red Wine. I know what happens.
See, your Labor Day
Return of the
used to be
Sinister
the first
Six, right?
Monday in September, like ours, and then we could all have one long weekend together.
Yeah,
that would be nice.
Yes, they're thinking of doing 4-day weeks here, just to bring us into another side tangent.
Oh, okay. This is definitely true. Yes, Rob. Yes, thank you. Yes, he derails everything. Yes.
I blame Rob. Can we blame Rob?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Thank you, because he's not here. So not here.
That's right out of the Capes and Lunatics playbook. Yes. All right. So Kraven's Last Hunt.
Iconic.
Oh yeah, that's what me and Dave were saying before you guys popped on. It's like it's like the definitive Kraven story, and even JMD Mateus is like, you know what, Kraven was never like my favorite character or one I really gave two thoughts about. And
I mean, let's face it, Kraven, I don't think, and correct me if I'm wrong, has really risen to any height near this run. Like, I can't think of any run where he's been quite significant other than this.
I can tell you what something was significant in a Spider-Man game called Shattered Dimensions had a good Kraven scene where you're fighting him, but I agree. In general, his stories, this is it, as far as I'm concerned. You know?
Yeah.
Even that 90s Spider-Man Kraven episode is like my least favorite episode of that whole series.
Yeah. That was the TV media and the hunt, right?
Yeah.
I think I watched it just recently. Yeah.
Bendis did a really bad Kraven and
No, not Bendis.
Wipe your mouth.
Bendis gave us some of his worst.
I guess Dave won't be defending Bendis during his trial.
Oh yeah, we're talking about pulling the trigger on that Bendis trial thing.
Yeah, I he does not want me on the jury.
Spend this.
Oh my god! But it's so funny because that's what me and Dave were just saying. Yes, does everyone know? Yes, Mr. Bendis has said. I believe he even said this to me personally. This originally. He came up with the concept of the story before it even became a Spider-Man story. I mean, this almost became a story for another character.
Batman, my favorite character. Oh, you're talking about DeMatteis?
Yeah.
Philip!
What?
I was just thinking,
you must edit that.
What did Bendis travel back?
No.
Bendis time traveled back to the mid-80s.
If another person had a time machine, it would be Bendis. Go back and take the credit.
That hack is living rent-free in my head.
Yes, Phil, I know the story about it being originally...
Oh, I know. You know everything about Batman. I know.
Batman, my favorite character.
This is Will dealing with you.
Into the Dark Knight, all to do with Batman. All to do. It works better with Spider-Man, that's all I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
Well, absolutely, because Batman's been Bat God forever. So this would never happen.
I was going to say, there is no way this would happen to Batman, on his worst day.
It wouldn't even happen to Damian.
But something like this must have happened to him, right?
Who, Batman?
I'm sure in the hundreds and thousands of stories that he's had.
Darkseid to kill him, man. Darkseid to kill him, Ray. Not Kraven. Darkseid with his magic bullet.
And he'd even stay dead permanently.
What happened to... What's the idiot route? What's the one that we did?
Oh, yeah, the idiot route. Yeah, that's what we did.
Did he get drugged? Did he get...
Oh, yeah, he got high, remember? Yeah, he ate that root and got high, yeah.
There you go. Similar to this, kind of.
Did he get buried alive for 3 weeks?
No.
No. Because he had a plan. Because he had time.
Prep time. Prep time, Ray. You know, Batman's favorite.
I know DC must be throwing up and crying right now. Nobody takes Batman seriously anymore. Like, even the Batman fans don't. We roast him about being rich and doing nothing, eating orphans. being a freaking thorn in the Justice League side. Like, this guy does he not know we're gods and he's a mere mortal? Like, they just must be so upset now. Like, you used to never question Batman. Now it's like, nah, he's just a rich guy. That is his superpower. And we kind of want to eat the rich now, so. Let's bring in Green Arrow instead,
I'll stick up for Batman. Like, he's had some appalling treatment by some hack writers in the last, few years. I won't name names.
Welcome to the modern era of comics.
It is, and Tom King took and buried him alive with bad stories, and only now are we finally getting back to some semblance of decent Batman stories. But unfortunately, DC persist in spamming week after week with Batman miniseries to the point where even a Batman addict like myself is just exhausted by it. There's just too many.
Bat fatigue.
Bat fatigue. Yeah.
Honestly, I was happy when we were getting weekly Spider-Man, and when it stopped, I literally felt like an addict. I was like, wait. Yeah. I gotta wait a whole month now? No.
Yeah. But I don't think Spider-Man gets Spider-Man, it was great weekly, but he didn't get the level of limited series that they give Batman.
Oh, yeah, no.
That's reserved for Wolverine.
I've not even Wolverine at this point. Yeah. No, I mean, I literally, I've looked at the issues, the floppies that have come out for Batman in the last year or two. Oh my god, it's just...
He just opens up his special case, the light shines, comes on, the music. Oh!
I have a special case, and the recording is Ray's voice. Welcome to the greatest character of all time.
Batman.
You know what I wish they
my favorite character.
Getting us slightly off topic. I wish they would do a really good World's Finest again. With Batman and Superman. I know they're
sweetie, are you not reading
They are. Mark Waid's doing it. Yeah.
I am. But
you want something more modern?
No, not really. I want it to continue. I just think that those two icons, like, I like them as the world's finest. So I'm just saying I hope it really, like, goes a long time, is what I'm trying to say.
Well, we gotta vote with our pocketbooks, and I have them.
Being a champion of the niche, I think DC should just give other characters a bit more Black Canary. Come on, am I right, guys?
I mean, you will get no arguments from me here, sir.
Black Canary. Yeah, exactly.
I've been dying for a Black Canary show.
But isn't she in something, Ray? Isn't she in like a? Is there a Green Arrow she's in or something like that?
I don't know. I've been reading her older stuff.
There's
nothing.
So
I don't know.
I mean, she was in the Arrow show,
Green
but
Arrow.
that's
really?
yeah.
That doesn't even count. I didn't even recognize that character. So.
Yeah.
She's a great character, Black Canary.
I mean, she's just an example. I mean, there are plenty of others as well. I'll just give them some. Like,
yeah,
people like Booster Gold and what's that other guy? The Beetle Boy.
Blue Beetle.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, they had Blue and Gold by Dan Blurgans, and
Blurgans.
Wow.
And it was universally hated by most people.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
It was pretty,
what's a good run by the What's the Blue and Gold? What's a good run for them? Well, they had a good run.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of the old classic Justice League stuff and everything. Like with
no, but I mean their own title.
I mean, I don't know about the two of them, but Booster Gold had a good series in like the late 2000s. So it was like, ran like
50 pickup and stuff. You know,
okay.
Jeff Johns was writing him for a while.
I'll be controversial. Blue Beetle's a waste of a character. Whether it's
Ooh,
isn't he? He's coming on screen, isn't he?
I like that character.
Allegedly.
The Latino character. Yeah, he's good. Yeah.
The last one that they did with Jaime, it was good. But like everyone, they switched it over, it was so like jarring. I was just like, oh. The last one that they did for Blue Beetle was good, but up until then, I did not enjoy the character. Even Teen Titans couldn't make me like that character.
Really? So I
Young Justice,
I knew him from that. I think I knew him from some animated stuff I'd seen him in, and I thought it was pretty cool. Is he the lead character in the movie? I think they're doing.
I don't know.
I thought they were doing. Technically, they were going to do both the Blue Beetles for some reason, but
there's
been so many rumors floating around about that movie.
Yeah.
Well,
for literally 20 years, so
I'm keen for it if it comes out, because it's something different, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
DC's focused on right now is getting that Black Adam movie out and maybe getting that Flash movie out someday.
What are you guys' thoughts on Black Adam? Like, just interested to know because
it's gonna be
annoyed
a flop,
really
flop
with the Rock, as well.
Babes, The Rock's been in every movie for the last 10 years. We're over it.
Yeah, there's a bit of fatigue.
I want to see Dr. Fate. I don't want to see...
everybody else around the character seems awesome. But Black Adam itself, much like all of The Rock's characters, it's just going to be The Rock being The Rock.
It is going to be.
So you reckon
maybe a slightly harder version of his normal character.
No, it's going to be like, this reminds me of his wrestling days when he made the heel face turn. Mm-hmm.
Can you smell what Black Adam's cooking? Okay.
Oh, I can.
Can you imagine if he said
and
that?
And it's a can of flop.
That would be very egotistical.
See? Even Rob knows.
It's
not going to be $1 billion film. It'll be lucky to make $500 million. I'm just going to call it.
Really? I was just about to say the same thing. I was literally going to say that.
So you reckon Shazam will be better?
I thought the first Shazam was one of its top 3 best DC
I enjoyed
movies.
it. I really enjoyed Shazam.
It's a great family movie. It's a Christmas movie. And it's you know what I mean? Like, I don't know why people, Zachary Levi is not the best lead.
Well, how about the second one?
Sorry, Chuck fans.
The second one coming out.
The second one should be fun.
Yeah.
It's a crowd pleaser. I mean, it wasn't for me, but it was a crowd pleaser. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the only family film in all of the DCEU.
Next time it's Justice League.
Injustice.
Injustice, yeah. Exactly. The Killing Joke.
Sounds too likely okay because of timing.
Well, if they're making another Christmas movie, they should make Shazam the Christmas movie. That's all I'm saying.
They should.
I'm not expecting it to set the... It's not going to set the world on fire, but I reckon it'll be a solid, kind of entertaining...
I mean, you could literally build... They should have saved Shazam, because we all knew the Snyderverse was falling apart, and they could have literally built their new like DCU around Shazam, but it is what it is now.
Phil, why are we talking DC?
Oh, Ray's getting hives, man.
No,
Ray's like, this is too close to Batman now.
No, I'm enjoying every minute of it. It's just,
I look at this. Shazam took 365 million worldwide. I would think the sequel will take more than that. I really do.
You reckon? It will, because people were apprehensive about it, and then it proved to be solid.
Yeah, exactly. So the sequel should do better business than that, I believe.
And then what are we projecting for Black Adam?
I'm going to say the most is going to make it 650 million.
800? Okay, I'll go 800.
No, 650.
I'll say I'll go a bit higher, a bit more lenient, 800. How about
I'm going to say 550.
Because that 800 is what the Justice League made.
Yeah, I'm going to say 550.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was a different time, too.
And The Rock has produced some flops. It's not like every movie The Rock's
a lot of flops.
He has, yeah, exactly.
What do you feel?
Looking at you, Hobbs and Shaw.
I don't know, maybe around 700.
You're going to get 7, okay. So 655, 657, and 8. Okay, cool.
400. Now, are you talking $400 million or $400, Ron?
$400 at best. My goodness.
$400.
Oh dear.
That's just The Rock buying all his family tickets.
Oh yeah, well he's got a big family, so I'm
yeah,
sure.
exactly.
All right, Kraven's Last Hunt.
Shout out to Vermin holding this whole story together, by the way.
Well, yeah, JM's favorite creation. Yeah.
Make sure you link that in the show notes.
What?
We did a great when we discussed Vermin.
Oh yeah.
In the Captain
Poor
America.
old Vermin. Poor old Vermin. Never
Honestly.
And a shout out to Mike Zeck's art. Just fantastic.
Yes.
Really liked it. There was a
No,
what was
I
that
want
one?
to say this. I want to say, when I come to read this story, and I read it again tonight before the show, I'm always blown away by just how good the art is, how atmospheric, how moody.
Yeah.
It is almost, I think, perfect for a comic book, of this stature. So,
It's
great
really
story, but so well served by the art,
I love the bestial transformation, that whole decision, like very much primal kind of is the expression. So.
Yeah.
And I love just the contrast, because I asked DeMatteis and he said, yeah, it was just, I guess, basically on a whim. But this is the very next story after the wedding.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
What a honeymoon. Jesus.
Gosh, poor bastard. Yeah.
And she does reference that they're married.
Mm-hmm.
She actually just married. She sort of does say that. Like, wow, that's a dark turn after the wedding, which is a pretty sort of like.
Well, real life, after you get married, it's all downhill from there.
Oh,
married boys.
Oh!
I'm just kidding.
Listen to you. Listen to you speaking from no experience.
But you're rolling your eyes, Lilith. I know. I'm kidding. Yeah, the art is fantastic. I mean, because I just wanted to point out, because I think the last episode, guys, that we did at Scarlet Spider was Mike Zeck, right? And we said, "Oh, this is really weird."
Oh yeah, Redemption.
This is not the Mike Zeck.
It was nowhere near as good, frankly.
Yeah, this one's So Bob McLeod is inker here as well, so maybe that's got something to do with it.
I think it's like 8 years later or something. That one we did last time. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a long time since. Yeah. No, this is the Mike Zeck that I like. This is the Mike Zeck who did things like Punisher and Secret Wars and all that. I think this is pinnacle stuff, and it went through all the issues, all the different Spider-Man issues, like Amazing, I guess Spectacular, and Web of Spider-Man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which I think was novel at the time. JM mentions in his forward. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, and I'm glad. Like, unlike the Clone Saga, it's like they kept like the same art team and everything through all 3 books. They didn't keep have like different artists on each book. So
or different writers. The Clone
Saga. Oh yeah, that too.
Oh yeah. I mean, the scale is
well, when you keep pushing an issue and none of the original people want to do it, that's what happens.
Exactly. You're gonna have to get some fill-ins and all that.
They're like, yeah, pass this off to the B team. We're done here. Here's the outline. We're leaving.
Give Scarlet Spider to Blurgans.
He left after a while.
Yeah.
You know it's bad when he leaves.
Yeah. When Mr. Average leaves.
Oh,
it's not even that. Is that he's very much a suits pleaser at the end of the day, which some people might say, that's just how you play the game. Sometimes not.
Yeah, fair enough. That's true.
Sometimes you got to stand up for the fans. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and interestingly, and I was talking about this with Phil just before, in the forward, JM talks about, like, obviously we've spoken about it was pitched as different things, but also that he was going through a dark personal time. And when I had him on Signal, I said to him, so I was recalling the forward without reading, and I said, And if I recall correctly, James, you were going through some heavy alcohol times or something. And he went, "No, not alcohol, not alcohol." Remember that, Ray? And
yes,
it was a mystery of what I didn't want to probe. I was like, "So what, drugs?"
No,
I just,
you throw it in there, like just to try to kind of like poke around.
I just the pot a little bit, and but it was not alcohol, so we know that.
No, we know that. Yeah.
I feel like the interrogation. I kind of wanted to probe deeper, Ray. You know, like investigative journalism of my stuff. But it was hard. I was like, well, are you going to tell us, or is it a mystery? I don't know.
Go ahead, throw it in.
But his personal life was in shambles, and he came out with this masterpiece, which is credit to him, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, who knows?
That's how a lot of artists work too.
Well, yeah, all those singers, like, I mean, look at all the songs Taylor Swift got off breakups and stuff.
What we're not gonna do is badmouth Taylor Swift. We're not gonna.
I don't say it. I'm not badmouth, but I'm just saying. Look how many.
Because John Mayer did the same thing. Okay, Sam Smith does the same thing. Ed Sheeran does the same thing.
I'm not going to badmouth Tay-Tay.
No, absolutely. For any artist, you need that kind of conflict and, trouble. I mean, Ed
Sheeran, I wish he wouldn't do the same thing. I wish he'd shut up.
I think Taylor actually rubbed off on him, but
that's
neither here nor there.
But you are right. Very much the artiste in the moment of tragedy, in the dark hours of the soul, coming out with the classics is it's almost a cliche, but
it's a tried and true formula.
It is. But wouldn't you just love to paint a scene like a dark New York, like maybe the bill collectors at the door, who knows what, like a marriage falling apart. So there's J.M. scribbling away in the dark hours of the night, putting it all together in tears, kind of
by
thing.
By candlelight, because the power's off.
Power's cut off. They're going to take, all his furniture the next day. He doesn't come up with a hit. I'm painting a scene. I don't know how accurate it is.
I mean, that's actually a good point in the fact that Kraven's Last Hunt, in the context of, when it came out, like we're talking 87, and if you think about all the surrounding titles and the stories, it's so different to the others in like tone. Maybe that's just me, but at least Marvel. So yeah, it was testament to, like, I guess, editorial allowing JM to do what he kind of wanted. But yeah, going back to the whole artist thing about, working, using that kind of tragedy or hard times to work it. Because, most of the 80s, I was reading just before we come on air, West Coast Avengers around this time as well. Englehart, all that sort of stuff. And it's all very fun and kind of light. And I know we get stuff like Frank Miller's Daredevil as well, which kind of touched upon the darker edge. But yeah, I think for this time, like putting this in context, it's pretty good. Like,
Listen,
with what
they had me with the first, the Web of Spider-Man 31, where he's training in the nude. I'm like, you have my attention.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there you go. I mean, like, the second panel, you see the buttocks of Kraven.
It's like, okay.
Yeah, and he's in the loincloth for the most part. So, yeah.
Oh, how about
something for the ladies?
I've got a question.
Zoom in on that panel.
Whoa,
is there like a telepathic link between Kraven and Spider-Man? Like, it seems like there's almost like a telepathic link going on.
There's some sort of link. Yeah.
Is that the drugs? Like, maybe the drugs have... Because he's drinking that roots and whatever he's drinking, and it's a little bit hallucinogenic. Yeah. But I'm just wondering if... It does seem like they share kind of a weird bond,
Yeah. I think that's that ambiguity that we're
the bond is trauma and guilty floating heads. That's the bond, honestly.
Bonded by trauma. Wow.
And this primal kind of thing, the whole thing touching with Spider-Man and I guess his avatar, so to speak, like the spider, and you see Kraven dealing with spiders early on, eating them, battling them. Yeah, so it's all kind of very cerebral from JM.
Oh yeah.
How about the scene where those two guys are hassling Mary Jane, and like, if you look at the short shorts on one of the guys, like they're riding real high.
Which issue are you talking about, Dave?
Hoochie Daddy shorts.
It's. I think it's like about page about 40 something. I'm just trying to find the exact. Yeah, okay. Page 43 on my trade. This one guy in these red shorts, like they really are up high. if you look. And
are you saying she
says,
should be catcalling him?
Maybe.
Exactly.
I mean, and then she says, he says, I think I'm going to die. I've never seen anyone in pants that tight. Look at the shorts you're wearing, pal. You're making comments about her pants, and in the meantime, you're in shorts that are barely covering
your biscuit,
vital areas. Yeah.
What are you saying, Davey's being cheeky?
Oh! Hit the corner button, Phil.
I did.
And then I enjoyed it when Kraven actually turns up and he just annihilates. And it even scares, I think, Mary Jane at one point because Kraven's going so intensely crazy. And if you think about it, she doesn't know that that's not Peter.
Oh yeah, they even say that later.
Exactly.
She's like, there's only two options and both are not good. It's either Peter's gone nuts or that's not Peter. Where the hell is Peter at?
Yeah.
Shut up, Lil.
Although to be fair, he has gone nuts before.
Well, that's why that was one of the options. He's gone nuts.
Yeah. Yeah, and imagine if you've just married someone and then the next day you see them beating the shit out of someone like that.
Yeah, you're like, ooh, I fucked up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
this was not a good choice.
Oh yeah, he was smashing those guys.
I should have listened to Aunt Anna.
Exactly.
Now you know you're in a deep pro.
So that's a great scene. I think that scene really ratchets up the action. And then the next issue, you see Kraven annihilating some gangsters or something, and he actually kills one of them. Because Kraven does not care.
Yeah.
He's just
I kind of love this thing, and they've used it later on about the villain dressing up, in the hero clothing. And I just think it's great, like that Kraven's just being a total kind of psycho in Spider-Man's. It reminds me of Bullseye and Daredevil as well in the 90s.
Yeah.
Bullseye just dresses up.
Like that. One of those last day Innocenti stories. Yeah.
Yeah, but this, I mean, obviously this one came before, but it's just so cool because he's confusing everyone, and the artwork again, like he throws that guy's head through the side of a car, and he snaps a guy's, as you said, Dave, he snaps a guy's neck over his shoulder. It's all pretty graphic. Yeah.
But it's cool, because I think it's not just a dark tone. It's also a melancholy tone in this book. The art really services it well. Like Kraven, then I'm looking at a picture here. He's got the knife out and he's like stabbing around that rat that's in the cage. It's like very kind of intense, and of course, obviously, that mirrors poor old Vermin down in
even the small moments where he comes home and I think it's the Web of Spider-Man 31, and he's soaking wet, he's exhausted, and he's like, oh, get me off this mortal coil, and he watches a spider descend from his ceiling. Who hasn't come home tired from work, too tired to kill the spider? Come on, that's relatable.
Yeah.
You're right.
But I mean, just the strength of DeMatteis's writing. I mean, issues 2 and 3. We don't even see Peter. It's all Kraven, and it's like you're not like, oh, hey, where the hell's Peter? Where the hell's Peter? I mean,
it's kind of like a Marvel team up where you're just like, okay.
Yeah, no. If it was somebody, if it was somebody else, somebody else writing this, you'd be like, come on, where are we going to get back to Peter? Come on.
Yeah.
And you're right, Dave. It's not like just a straight out horror or a slash fest or graphic. There's that sense of there's a psychological kind of side of this, which kind of just adds so much more to this than just your straight out, just violent, dark.
It adds a bit of depth in kind of like a time and medium. Sometimes where there's precious little of it, it gives a bit of gravitas, without overdoing it.
Especially with Kraven, who is almost as jokey at this time as Shocker. Dare I say?
Yeah.
He was 2 steps from becoming, the next Shocker. Where just,
absolutely, he was a
cannon fodder,
one-dimensional character, but JM spends so much time with the character here, as you say, you don't even see Peter, that he kind of really develops him. So, yeah.
This is exactly when you say Kraven, this is the story you think of, all the imagery, the artwork, everything. This is what you think of. And the X-Men are fighting him now, and I'm like, oh babes, no, don't.
I mean,
unless he's hunting Wolverine, that's the only thing that makes sense.
Cool. It was pretty cool that Elektra in Woman Without Fear, just recently, she bumped into Kraven. That was pretty cool. I like that. But yeah, you don't see him much. I mean, I didn't really realize he was going up against the X-Men.
He's got a movie coming out, which we haven't
allegedly.
Even mentioned.
It's Sony.
Yeah, but
what do we think about that
guy from? I'm confused by it.
Aaron Taylor Johnson, is that the guy?
Yeah, it is. I don't understand why Spider-Man's not in that movie, frankly.
Because it's the Sonyverse.
I
don't understand these friggin' weird choices by Sony. Like,
Sony is making movies at a loss for the insurance. I don't know if you guys know this, but if you look, it seems like it. Outside of the Venom movies, every other movie they're making is in the Spider-Verse.
They want to try to make money off Spider-Man.
No Way Home is their big cash cow, right? I mean, I know it's done in association with the MCU, but they're still making money hand over fist with that whole collab. So but oh my god, that Kraven, I don't understand that movie.
And he's not even going to be like an animal hunter, allegedly. So.
Oh, what? It's going to be like a Dr. Doom in the
2022. We can't do that anymore, guys.
It's going to be a computer programmer or something. Is he?
Like Dr. Doom.
It's going to be
He's going to be playing the Oregon Trail, trying to get his family. He'll be safely over there.
An influencer.
A social influencer. Oh, God forbid.
Kraven the influencer.
Oh no!
Oh, stop it!
He's gonna be. You're giving
them ideas.
Animal rights activist / media social media influencer.
Oh no!
I don't know. They did kind of make Venom and Eddie canon, that whole thing. So I don't know. Maybe they get it. Maybe they don't.
Well, I enjoyed their Venom movies.
Yeah, Venom was cool. Yeah, Venom was good. I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed them, to be honest.
I was a little disappointed that Carnage. No spoilers. Died. But
that's okay. Toxin will be back. It's okay.
I found that movie extremely amusing. That Let There Be Carnage. I thought it had some really funny bits.
I mean, they knew exactly what they had. They made it almost 2 hours exactly.
Woody Harrelson. Okay, yes, they knew what they were doing. Underrated guy, by the way.
They're like, we just want to, like, we noticed this is going to be a slugfest. We're just going to give you 2 hours
of
fight.
What we wanted. Like, that's what a comic book movie should be.
Yep.
Punch them up, funny. Don't take yourself so seriously.
I totally agree. That bit with Venom in the band, that still makes me laugh just thinking about it. I thought it was hilarious.
In the band? I can't remember that now.
There's a bit where he actually comes up on stage and with the band and he's like singing or something. Like, I thought it was really funny. I was laughing really hard when it happened. I thought they went really kind of Deadpoolish with him a little bit, which I thought worked. It
seems to be.
I thought it worked.
Very much more comical.
Yeah, that's kind of what the MCU Spider-Man movies are kind of lacking. Like, it's just very corporate, very to the point. It's very much what you expect. No surprises, I guess, which is like, Sam Raimi would never.
Yeah.
I don't count Andrew Garfield. Y'all can at me if you want, but # never gonna be my Spider-Man.
I thought he did really well at No Way Home.
I didn't hate the movies as much as everyone else, but I'm a sucker for Spider-Man.
They should have made Spider-Gwen movie they should have killed Peter and made Emma Stone Spider-Gwen, and then that would have changed the whole trajectory. I'm just saying, Sony, call me.
Yeah. She was good. She was really good.
She stole the show from him.
She did. No, she did. She was really good.
And they were dating at the time. Like, ooh, imagine. The best thing about the movie is your girlfriend. Ooh.
They even teased Black Cat in that movie.
Yeah.
I know. She was there.
It was a very small little tease.
And I think, didn't they have, like, deleted scenes with, like, Mary Jane or something, too?
Yeah. That movie. Look, listen. It was very much the Spider-Man 3 model. Throw everything in there.
What's her name? Woodley or something? Yeah, I know the actor for Mary Jane. Yeah, that would have been cool to see.
I think it was the girl wasn't she the girl from Divergent and stuff?
Yeah, Shailene Woodley.
Woodley, yeah.
Name, yeah, and so interesting, but
not a real redhead, so y'all know how I feel about that. Same thing to Kirsten Dunst.
Oh.
Hey, Lilith.
But we hired her for her cold, hard, wet nipples. So.
No.
Oh, hello, Lilith. Who would your favorite redhead be then?
Cold, wet, hard nipples.
Like acting wise.
Ooh.
Oh.
That's a good question.
What about Ron?
Let's go, Jessica Chastain.
Oh.
Or Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yeah. Oh yeah, those two.
I mean, they both look literally the same, but yeah.
They do.
No, her father has a hard time telling them apart in pitch.
Oh,
Jeez, that's hilarious.
But this Kraven's last time. What did everyone think instead of going the usual the usual
classic.
Yeah, but instead of going the usual trope of oh hey, we're talking about dead people, let's talk about Uncle Ben, just because it was of the time. It's like, oh, let's keep bringing up Ned Leeds.
Yeah, Ned Leeds. Yeah, because he was freshly dead off. Was it Spider-Man?
It was
Wolverine,
Betty. It's always been
Betty.
Betty put Kraven up to it.
Shot in Germany, right? Was that he shot in a hotel? That was
he was.
Yeah, in Berlin,
Berlin,
allegedly.
Because supposedly he was the Hobgoblin, which we corrected after the Clone Saga.
Oh, there was so many things going on with that, wasn't there?
There was so much confusion. I had Tom DeFalco on the show trying to explain it to me, and I'm even more confused than I was at the start of the conversation.
Well, it's like Roger Stern started the whole thing, and then Tom DeFalco took over, and he knew who the Hobgoblin was supposed to be, but then they took him and Ron Friends off the book, and then I think Peter David just wrapped that up real quick. It's like, it's Ned Leeds.
See, that's your problem.
Oh,
it's so interesting to know the back, behind the scenes.
It was a mess.
It was also, it felt like very overextended. Like it was,
very much
a
so.
year.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Roger Stern was writing back in like the late 70s and early 80s. Like, it's, and then Tom DeFalco had a fairly long run himself, and it was just a subplot that just kept percolating. And then he left, and he explained it to me. And I honestly can't remember the answer. I said to him,
have to re-listen. Yeah.
But I mean, the Hobgoblin first appears. Amazing Spider-Man 238. They did that whole we killed Ned Leeds because he was the Hobgoblin. Amazing Spider-Man 289. So I mean, it was like 50 issues at least. Before, that original mystery. Yeah.
What's that? That's almost like
it's like 4 years.
4 years, yeah, 4 years.
Yeah. It's and it was
Modern
a very strong time
comics
for Spider-Man too.
Could never.
I don't know, man. That Kindred thing. I don't know.
Wow, that also was a behind the scenes.
No.
Was it really?
Was it really? Yeah.
Yeah. Was this the mystery in what's his name, Nick Spencer's run? Is this what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Who was it? Spoil it for me.
Allegedly contract negotiations, stalling, and
Oh.
Yeah, that's why we were stalling.
I mean, spoilers. It was like a clone of Harry Osborn.
Okay.
Very underwhelming.
Golden
Very
Goblin.
underwhelming.
Oh yeah, Gold Goblin's coming up soon. Yes.
Nice.
The reformed Norman Osborn. Oh god.
Again.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Are we going to see the Goblin Queen again anytime soon?
I don't know. Maybe if you ask your wife nicely. I'm just kidding. Sorry.
Threw me into that one.
I'm looking here at a good image. It's Spider-Man on the ceiling, from hanging from the ceiling, and Kraven's like standing in front of him.
There's so many good. So many good.
Like every page could literally be a poster.
even I was just looking at it. Then was that opening to one of the issues where it's just all white, and I think it's just is it Peter?
Oh yeah, it's Peter like hallucinating down in that grave. Yeah.
Yeah, how cool is that?
Like, we all know Peter's not going to heaven, right?
Oh.
Yeah, what a way to open it. Part 4. Yeah.
By the way, I asked JM if he had any pushback from the suicide scene with the shotgun in the mouth. And he said none at the time. And I think he also had his doubts they would even go close to doing that now, which is interesting.
Yeah.
I think they wouldn't go near it, I think, today's standards.
But like how hilarious that they could do it back in the 80s, but now apparently we can't do it. Like people
the 80s are
it's like it's
not like
it's free for all back then. Seriously. It was. Like we're talking about Hank Pym in the Wackos, like openly trying to commit suicide as well, and leaving a suicide note, and putting a gun in his mouth, and
And Ray, I'm not doing this to torture you, but again, kids, 1988. I mean, we had what 2 pages of Joker just beating Jason Todd with a crowbar.
Yeah, with a crowbar.
Yeah.
That's in the chat
but
for Jason.
They revisit that. They revisit that in cartoon and stuff.
Oh yeah, over and over. Yeah.
I mean, how rude is it that they kept the crowbar in the Batcave? How rude is that?
Really? Wow.
Little
memento.
remember it by.
Jeez.
Hell, there's stories where there's
put it next to the uniform.
The bloody uniform. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, there's stories where Jason Todd carries that crowbar, and it's just like, okay, you got some psychological issues going on here.
Bruce raised him. What do you want from him?
Oh,
all his kids are a little psycho. Even Dick. I mean, he's the best of them. But even Dick's got a little bit of, he's got a little
least damage. He's the least damaged. But
he's a gigolo. We all know.
He tore away from the bosom of Bruce.
Yeah, he's a gigolo. That's his worst Bruce trait. So.
Yep. Starfire and ask Barbara Gordon.
Hey,
Stop either making a throuple or choose bad.
Didn't he? Am I right in saying when he's about to get married, he turned up with Barbara Gordon for just one last night of pleasure before he went back to the...
Oh my God, yeah. That was kind of a retcon thing in one of the annuals, and yeah.
We don't talk about
I know
that.
Kristen is that's one of Kristen's least favorite moments.
That's how crazy it was. There's also a really funny story before the Bat Office got Dick Grayson back from Titans. The scene where Bruce Wayne's back is broken, and someone calls Alfred, I think, calls Dick Grayson, and it's almost just like, Bruce's back's broken. Okay, thanks, bye, and just hangs up and just continues on with the issue.
What?
Listen, as you should at that point.
What?
You know.
Well, I know in Batman 500, yeah, Dick Grayson shows up and Tim Drake. So yeah, I heard he picked, Azrael to replace him. This basic, this brainwashed assassin. This brainwashed assassin. But if you do love Nightfalls, stay tuned in November.
Yeah, but that time, shortly after that, the Bat Office gets him back, and then he's very much part of the storyline for the rest of the 90s, part of the
Batman.
But
my favourite character.
At one point, they really treated him so separately. He was so in the Titans universe and not in the Bat universe. It's just an interesting...
Well, let's be real. Out of all the Titans, that's the moneymaker.
Oh, Dick Grayson, yeah.
So...
Ray, I did not plan this, I swear to God.
Once again.
The Batman talk, I did not plan this, I swear.
That's okay. No, that's fine.
Right. I'm going to say that I think the best...
I'm just going to have a shower after this, that's all.
He feels dirty. I think that the best books were the Peter Parker ones, because I tend to not actually read those. Yeah, I don't really care for them a lot, but the two issues that from the storyline
Spectacular?
Are my best.
Sorry?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I tend not to read those. So.
Yeah.
Oh. Burn.
Yeah. It's a whole thing. I think we've kind of covered that before, Phil. But yeah.
But again, I mean, this is pretty much just, it's basically one book, just coming out 3 times a month. Yeah. For 2 months.
I mean, it's obviously just.
But I think they made a very solid effort to make obviously, because it's going to be the 3rd, which is the anchor, and then the 6th, which is the final one.
Oh, yeah.
To be the best. Had they switched up the order, who knows?
I'm sure it helped. I'm sure it helped the sales on all the books because, Amazing was selling more than the other 2 books.
Obviously.
Well, yeah, and two, like JM said, it's like, this way you do, 3 books a month for 2 months, you're done in 2 months instead of just doing it in one book and making everyone wait 6 months, once a month. Oh, it didn't kill the momentum or anything.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think, honestly, at the time, if I remember right, I'll have to ask my comic book guy, but I think Webb was actually even doing better than Spectacular at one point.
Maybe.
Especially during this particular time. So.
Webb's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely got the more readability for the time.
There's a lot of good Spider-Man stories.
Yeah. And it's a model that they keep to, like, now. I mean, like, to this day as well. Like, you give me a bi-weekly series and I will follow that a lot better than monthly. Monthly,
it's rough. Monthly, it really is.
Especially if people have like 10, 11, 20 titles that they're following. It's hard to remember what happened that last month. So,
yeah, no, it is.
And with a glass of wine, makes it even harder.
A glass, try a bottle, babe.
Exactly.
But I mean, I'm trying to remember if DeMatteis ever said this, but just to talk about, I'm going to kill Kraven at the end of this. You think they were just like, the guy in the loincloth? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, they're like, fine, you won't have any resistance from us.
Yeah, I mean, he started out as a bit character, and
they're like, just don't kill Shocker, it's fine.
Oh! When you're below Shocker, that's the, don't touch Shocker, the Scorpion. Yeah, you can kill Kraven.
I'm just saying, those guys are like actual cannon fodder that everybody needs to kind of have in the repertoire.
Yeah.
I mean, that was. I mean, that.
How
I mean,
good
that.
is the scene? I was going to say, how good is the scene where Mary Jane and Peter, and it's your home, and they're hugging each other?
I was just looking at that.
Happy
I was just,
ending.
yeah.
Hey-o.
Certainly a happy ending. I'm sure.
Right.
She's his little
right,
goblin
late
queen.
At night.
Late at night.
Yeah.
I get it. Goblin Queen. Okay.
Gobble gobble. No, it's good. I mean, but again, like same with Vermin, it's disposable.
Yes.
You know, so who will care? Like what happened? So JM had a real flexibility with what he could do with his characters because it's not like he's dealing with the Green Goblin or Shocker, you know, or Kingpin. Just do what you want. It's fine.
Yeah, and again,
this is what happens when the suits stay out of stuff, though. Honestly, you get a classic, you get a banger. I wish modern comics would remember that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And again, if anyone cares, when he's mentioning Spider-Man and Captain America, that was Marvel Team Up 128. So,
yes.
Did you make me cover that?
yes, also, but also written by J.M. DeMatteis.
Yes.
And if you want to see
you missed some. Sorry,
I was going to say no. If you just want to see the first appearances of Vermin, it was in DeMatteis' Captain America run.
It was. I've read that actually. Yeah, that's it is. And he turns up in his spectacular run later on, where you find out there's a really tragic backstory to him. Actually,
the Child Within. Yes, that was episode 150.
Yeah.
That is a rough read. Man. Worth it.
I
but
said
rough.
to James DeMatteis, I said that's a dark comic. He said yes, but it's a journey to the light. It's through the darkness to the light. I was like, that is some pretty heavy material, like to come out of the blocks with. And I was like, I was surprised actually, you know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean he loves his psychological stuff. He even said like he has a friend who's a doctor like that. Like Ashley Kafka is based on one of his friends.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yeah.
Right.
Nice. Well, I mean, she's
imagine being his friend. She's like, "This is what you were asking me questions about."
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ravencroft.
This is why you keep inviting me for coffee.
Yeah. Hey, she's immortalized in a movie, right?
Well, it's a guy in the movie.
Yeah.
Amazing Spider-Man 2. They made Kafka a guy. So
Rude.
That sucks. That's just petty.
Okay.
It's like a German guy.
But in Ben Reilly's the stuff that we've been doing, I thought Kafka was a woman.
Oh yeah, in all the comics,
Yeah.
Kafka's a woman, but in Amazing Spider-Man 2, it's a guy strapping down Jamie Foxx. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Because Sony's misogynistic. It's okay. Can't have too much clam. Can't have a clam fest,
That's why we don't have a Jessica Drew movie, right, Ray?
The Spider Babies.
That's their fault, honestly. That would be good choice.
Infuriates me.
I don't even think Marvel knows about. I don't think the MCU knows about her, so they could have just kind of secretly negotiated that.
But spoiler, not spoiler. She-Hulk. We get Roger.
I can't believe we did I cannot believe we got Porcupine in a show. I cannot believe it.
Crazy.
If it was going to be any show, it was going to be She-Hulk.
Sorry, Dave.
I was just going to say, Michelle and I both very much am enjoying that She-Hulk show. We
that last episode,
because you're a real comic book fan.
Yeah, that last episode was just awesome. Of the last 3 episodes, I think I thought it kind of good. I thought it plateaued around episode 2 and 3, but after that, it was really good.
No, it's a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that episode where they were in therapy at the Abomination. Tim Roth was hilarious. Like everyone was good. It was just a really funny, good episode.
Yeah, I didn't even know. Was it Aguilar, the swordsman? I didn't realize he was an actual comic book. I mean, obviously he would have been a comic book character because I recognized Man-Bull, I recognized Porcupine. I didn't recognize the vampire, but he was funny.
Yeah, they were doing deep dives.
That was so funny though. That was so good, so well done, and that twist at the end with Josh. What a dick!
Well, first of all, his name was Josh, so
Oh.
Am I right in saying in the
Lilith,
comics?
what's that?
In the comics, is the swordsman like a mentor or something to Hawkeye at some point? I think.
Oh yeah,
I think it's a different swordsman. I forget.
Oh okay.
Oh no, in She-Hulk, that's not the swordsman. No, that's someone.
Okay. Yeah, it's
in She-Hulk, that's a mutant actually. So they've actually confirmed another mutant.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize.
Yeah. No, he's totally different. The swordsman was actually in Hawkeye.
Oh, I haven't watched that one. I haven't watched that one. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Lilith?
The swordsman, the one that Stan Lee, or like there's a couple, right?
Yeah, the swordsman. Yeah, the one who trained Hawkeye. He wore purple. He was in the Avengers for a little bit.
Yeah.
He was actually his name, like his alias name. So the character is in Hawkeye, the TV show, but he didn't really manifest as the swordsman.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But yeah,
Jacquees,
right? Yeah. But this other guy is something different. I was a little surprised that Manbull was taken as a comedic thing. I would have loved to see Manbull a bit more thing, but hey,
She-Hulk, yeah.
It's fantastic. I love She-Hulk. Yeah.
It's a funny show. I really think it's
like genuinely a comedy.
Yes.
It is. Yeah.
I like her assistant as well. She's funny. And I like the other lawyer who was in the previous episode a lot.
Mallory Book.
Yeah. I thought she was really acted well, and I just think there's a lot of characters that I just find it's a pleasure to watch, and it goes by very quickly. It's not a chore.
It does.
Like some shows become a chore to watch. This goes quick. It's light and it's quick.
Yeah, exactly. And we've only got 2 more episodes to go. So,
well, I hope it gets renewed. I want to see it. It's one of my favorite
renewed.
MCU shows. My favorite's probably Loki, and then followed by this.
Yeah, a lot of people like Loki. I mean, I didn't hate it, but did Lilith,
it's not my
Phil,
favorite. Not my favorite. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't my favorite.
Dave, don't take this the wrong way, but everybody that I know that likes Loki is a narcissist because Loki gets to make out with his female self. So there's a lot of psychological symbolism in that show when people say that's their favorite show.
That's what I've been waiting for myself to come sweep me on my feet.
That's not why I liked it. I thought the time travel.
No, it's cerebral and it's fun.
Time travel was really good. And Sylvie, she was really good as well. So
I thought it was just fun. I liked Owen Wilson.
The variant stuff gets old though quickly.
Well, everyone's trying to do multiverse now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the multiverse is a little bit fatiguing.
Listen, as a DC fan, I'm just gonna say in the comic books they do it better. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, again, it doesn't matter what property it is.
Until we get to multiversity, then that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah. But every property now, they're like, oh, we could do multiple versions of the same character? Oh, yeah, let's do it.
Break out the merch!
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's why you
bring what they're thinking of,
Yeah, so Michael Keaton, you bring him back, you bring out John Wesley Shipp, other versions of Flash and Batman, so... Yeah.
Hey, hooray!
But it's fun. It brings in the money because it's so smart because, you have fans of that era. And of course I'd love to see them back. Same like with Hugh. Like there are some young kids who have no idea who Hugh is.
Oh my God. No. Yeah. Don't say that. I can't imagine that. That makes me feel really old. That's like people asking what a freaking dark room is. It's like, what?
Oh, yeah. Ray, we teach
our things? What?
A telephone booth, a phone booth.
Yeah.
What is that? What is that? It's like,
you mean that thing Doctor Who travels in? Ah!
Yeah, exactly.
A CD player.
Phil, you sent this thing on Facebook that was hilarious. That brought me back. It was a cassette player you put in the car to listen to your CD.
Oh, that was
it's your portable CD player. Yeah.
That was so cool.
That was really good, Phil.
I put in my Chrysler LeBaron, please believe.
Yes, in my Dodge Omni, yes.
What do you reckon, Dave? In your Tirana?
Back in the day, man, in the van, I would have had it.
Well, Lilith. Windowless panel van, Dave.
Black film.
It was a van I had. I had a courier job through university, part of my dad's business, and that little contraption would have fitted in like an absolute tree.
Oh God, he was the guy with the waterbed in the back and the disco ball above the bed.
Exactly.
I wish.
Anyway,
one thing we did do in the van was this is way back in the 90s. We used to a few of the guys we'd gather inside the van and have a few sessions and really get
hot box. They called his van the hot box, definitely.
And we thought we were being really kind of like covert, but we weren't really. We're sitting in a van with the music pumping, with like
smoke poured out of everything.
I was going to say it's going to look like the end of the She-Hulk episode this week. Smoke coming out of the back of the van.
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking of that. We'd stagger out,
Yeah. I'm thinking of that limo, Dave, in Predator 2.
He smoked a Jimmy.
You smoked the doobie?
Good times. Well, I'm going to give this 10 out of 10. I'm going to give it 10 out of 10. As far as it's a Kraven.
Jeez, they've no holding back.
Well, why bother?
That's what she said.
You know, it's like 4 a.m. here in Australia. It's an all-time classic.
It's not 4 a.m.
Yeah, it's 10 out of 10. It's perfect. Yeah. Mike Zeck, James DeMatteis, take it back. You know.
What do you think, Ray?
Yeah, I'd say this is one of the pinnacles of a lot of comic book storytelling, and we have we're fortunate enough to have brilliant artwork to go with it as well. So I think it's a perfect storm in that regards, and just the fact that, as we discussed before, Matteis was able to take these 1-bit, 2-bit characters, that is Kraven and Vermin, and actually make them interesting and make us care for them. So yeah, I mean it's a classic. You can't go wrong with it. And a little thing I love the black Spidey suit in it as well. I think it's a small detail. I mean, it could probably work either way, but I think just with a black spider suit,
as it's his funeral, get it?
Helps set the mood.
Makes it darker. It's great. Yeah.
Oh, and is there any more iconic scene? It's just him coming out of that grave.
No. Well, next to him throwing the Spider-Man outfit in the garbage on the, I'll be Spider-Man now forever.
Yeah,
that's absolutely iconic, and this one is absolutely iconic as well.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
Yeah, that's probably one of the most iconic shots in that black suit is him coming out of that grave. Yeah. All right, harshest critic of all, Lilith Hellfire.
I'll give it a 9 out of 10.
Ooh.
Because I don't get that. Like, Vermin doesn't really become Vermin for me until you read The Child Within. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's like, Vermin I could do without. And Mary Jane's a little ditzy, but other than that,
she kills a rat.
Come on, poor old
with her bare hands. But she's a New Yorker. You're not even a New Yorker if you can't kill a bug and a rat with your bare hands.
She tells those guys to get stuffed. You remember that? She fires back at those guys.
That's harsh language for Comic Code Authority.
It is.
Yes.
Up your nose with a rubber
hose. But no, I like this. I think I got to agree with Dave. Give it a 10 out of 10.
You definitely should reread it every year. I think I always gain something new out of rereading it.
Yeah, and it's easy to find. It's on Marvel Unlimited. I think how many times have they reprinted this in trades? I mean, there's
at least 10.
Yeah.
I got the hardcover. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got the
I actually managed to get all the individual issues.
Ooh.
But my comic book guy's just that good, so.
Well, I think he's in love with you, but yes.
No, I'm just a really good customer.
Well, you make 2 or 3 trips a week to the comic shop. Yeah, he better be bending over backwards.
He's gonna miss me in December, Phil. He's gonna miss me.
Let's just be blatantly kind of clear with this. If Dave and I walked up to King's, we probably wouldn't get that treatment as well. I'm just saying that for your
I would demand it. I would demand it. I would demand it, right?
Oh, yes, Dave would say, "Treat me like a pretty girl."
Please. Ignore the age, ignore the weight, please.
But yeah, no, not only, yes, Lilith is an attractive young lady, but also, yes, she spends money there 2 to 3 times a week, so.
Cash is king.
That's awesome.
I think she has her own parking spot. She spends so much money at that store.
God.
Well, one of my main comic book stores is actually in the mall, but if I could have probably asked the other guy that is in the shopping lot to probably give me
Good doubles.
Oh man, just pit them against each other. Well, this guy's giving me 10% off. What can you do for me?
Cross match.
Exactly.
You don't even know. Sometimes I'm just like, I'll just grab like a Funko Pop, like off the just go, just take it, go.
What?
After I pay for my comic books, I see something they're really like, just go. It's okay.
Moly, Dave, I wish I want this sort of.
Must be nice to be an attractive young woman, isn't it?
I'm not a poser. Like, look, not to call anybody out at one of my local comic book shop. A lot of people are posers, man.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I
can actually genuinely have a conversation.
She knows what she's talking about. She knows her stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
I hear you.
And like the people that he gets in the shop are kind of older and stuff. Like most people, I'm just like he had Arthur Sardam in there and stuff like that. And he was gonna have Chuck Dixon, but Chuck Dixon canceled and he hasn't rescheduled, and I'm very upset because I bought Alt Q 1 and 2, and I wanted him to sign it.
Excellent, yeah.
So,
Yeah, well, Chuck's a legend. You should reach out to him, and I'm sure you can organise it if you're in Florida.
yeah, I know. I was just hoping he would reschedule. I like when they come to the shop. Like, he gets, like, on Comic Book Day, he gets so many great people. Just I don't know how he does it, because my part of Florida is just...
Well, how's the hunt for Dan the Dido? Didn't you say the Dido comes in there?
Bro! I literally, like, what was it, like a week and a half ago? I literally had just missed him by like 15 minutes. I was gonna run to the parking lot, but I was like, yeah, my comic books.
What would you say to Dan the day off you saw him?
Well, no, he's working with Frank Miller, and when their comic comes out, my guy is actually, they're gonna be like one of the first places that they go when it comes out to sign and stuff. So I'm just waiting on that. Cool. Like, I have questions for Dan the Dido. He needs to definitely answer
for your DC Comics crimes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But he has some good
question,
things.
Dan. He did. He was both a blessing and a curse. He was both. You know?
Yeah, much like Jeff.
Oh.
Like there's being a fanboy, and like I said, sometimes you have to stand up for your fans, but then sometimes you also need to not be so self-serving. So it's like a fine balance.
Yeah, no, I agree. I hear you. No, Danny Leo, he'd be an interesting guy. I'd actually like to get him on Signal of Doom, and I don't think it's impossible because he's promoting this Frank Miller thing.
Exactly.
And he's very much an entertainer, apparently, Lilith. So he's very much like it's a business kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Very much so. Like it didn't start out that way for him, and then it got thrown into his lap, and he did the best that he could, and nobody stopped him. So like I always say, yeah, he did that, but there was like a committee that it was okay too, so don't you know what I mean?
Well, the most interesting thing I ever heard from him was New 52 was so big in that first year, and I've heard the quote where he says the problem was we didn't have a plan for the second year.
Exactly.
Yeah, which is, and I just think to myself, how can you not have planned that? Because obviously when you're going to reboot your whole universe, you need to have some sort of a plan, you know?
Yeah, and writers and stuff didn't know.
2011. Ask any DC comic book writer that was writing around like between 2007 and 2012. They'll tell you the horror stories. You don't even have to pry it out of them. They'll tell you.
There's a reason they had NDAs, huh, Lil?
Yeah.
It's interesting.
But yeah, this, go pick it up. If you're a Spider-Man fan and you don't have this, what are you even doing with your life?
Yeah.
Yeah, come on.
Like I said, it's easy to find. It's been reprinted over and over and over again.
There's the Clone Saga. Like there's a couple. Even if you don't like Clone Saga, you still have to have it in your collection.
To bring it back to the beginning, the death of Gwen Stacy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a comic I wish I could find in good condition.
You can get the hardcovers and stuff though pretty easily. I've got the hardcovers.
She wants the original issue. She
liked the original. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for a soft copy. Hey.
Okay. We're gonna go hunting at the end of December, Lil. We're gonna go to all the local comic shops.
Oh.
Yeah.
That'll be cool.
There is one somebody recommended. It's like downtown near the stadium.
Yeah, is it Ides Entertainment? Yeah. That's one of the ones I was going to put on the list because I've only been there a few times, but yeah, it's like one of the biggest ones around.
Before you offered your house, I was actually going to go stay down by the stadium.
I know.
And it was like literally walking distance at one of the Airbnbs that I saw. I was like, oh, nice.
Yeah, I haven't been there in a couple of years. Yeah, we need to go down there because from what I remember, it's pretty big. I think it's like at least 2 floors. Yeah.
Phil, you haven't nurtured your relationship with that store, like Lilith.
No, listen, there's something to be said. One of my main comic book stores are like one of the biggest stores like in our area, but also the second one that I go to is kind of smaller. So like I prefer like the smaller like comic book shops. I feel like you find better like gyms and stuff because they have to try a little harder to get traffic in and stuff.
So size doesn't matter.
No, you'll be surprised at the stuff if you.
And Lil's like, I did not say that.
Well, I mean, it's how you use it.
She's a size queen. No, shut up. You're a size queen. You admitted that. Come on.
I mean, if every comic book store could be 2 floors or more, like a Barnes and Nobles, I'm not going to argue. But
yeah.
I hear you. Yeah.
Ray, the big one. It's hard to, you got to go into the city. There's a lot of traffic, a lot of, And
oh my God, all the bridges in Pittsburgh. I can't. No. This is somebody who lives in Florida. There are a lot of bridges in Pittsburgh. I don't know why.
Because of the 3 rivers.
Yeah, there's bridges and tunnels. It feels very much like a baby New York.
Yeah.
Gives me anxiety.
When I get to Pittsburgh, can you take me here?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
they met
that
spot there. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Thank you. I want to see it.
I want to go to the building where Mary Jane punched that one villain.
I mean, they literally mentioned Mount Washington in that issue, Lilith. So I'm like, yeah, we could go up there.
Yeah, that's what we could do. Comic book tour Pittsburgh.
Comic book tour Pittsburgh. I love it.
Poor Danielle.
I know. I told her, I'm like, we're
Can
going.
we get an F in the chat for Danielle being annoyed by the nerding out we're gonna do?
I told her we're doing at least one day of full comic book shopping. I know one day we're going to a hockey game. So,
Nice.
all of us,
Cool.
professional.
Yeah, I like hockey.
Why? Because people fight sometimes.
It's like American football on ice.
Pretty much.
I hear it.
All right. Dave fell asleep 15 minutes ago,
No,
so
I'm okay.
let's get out.
I'm enjoying. I am actually was all being lulled to sleep by Lilith talking about hockey there for a second. I was almost.
Are you which Australia time zone are you in? Are you in Kingston, Adelaide, Perth?
Sydney?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we're
Same
the
time as
same,
Ray.
yeah.
Same time as Ray. So just after midnight. But I'm an old man. So Ray's I've got a few years on Ray. So he's my
Finally,
favorite.
there's a
Wow.
person in the room.
No, I'm not the.
Wow, how old are you if you're older
Thank
than
you.
Ray? Oh.
Yeah, I'm
No,
older
yeah.
than Ray. I'm as
Yeah.
old as time. I was back when Marvel were timely comics.
Grandpa, tell me of the
That's
time when they would
old.
send comic books in the mail to you. You could just order it out the back of a comic book with
I
5
remember in
cents.
the 1950s when Batman was fighting aliens, pink aliens, and all that.
That
kind of
Adam West, he's a great
Yeah.
Batman.
I still think Spider-Man's a new character.
All right. All right, let's get out of here. But, all right, kids, so you may be asking, what are we going to cover on episode 201? Well, I wish Lilith was on camera so I could watch her head bounce off the desk. Yes, that's 201. Lilith is going to be our episode all about the 30th anniversary of Spider-Man 2099.
Oh.
Did we get Kona?
I can try. I'll try.
He's a 2099 man.
'Cause
you may or may not know.
I know. So, yeah, we're going to cover Spider-Man 2099, 35 through 38. The first appearance of 2099 Venom.
Oh. What a flop that character was. And that's Venom. Like, how do you make Venom a flop?
In the 90s.
Even
the
Sony
90s
didn't
as
manage
well,
to
yeah.
do it, so.
All right. So, yeah, send your thoughts on that. Email CapesandLunatics@gmail.com or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can follow Ultimate Spidercast on Facebook, on Twitter. Who are you, Lilith Ray? Find links to all the various social medias for all the shows we do. Yes, everything's in the show notes, I know. Lilith Jr. Again, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Everything's free. Every episode we do, including the interviews, like our current one we did, Charlie and I did last night with Mr. Jim Zub. You don't want to miss that one. So smash that subscribe button so you don't miss a second of anything we do.
Smash it.
Oh, in stereo.
And most importantly, the Patreon. I think it was last time we chatted. Yeah, Dave's like, "Oh, everyone should be subscribing to your Patreon." I'm like, "Yes, I agree."
Yeah, you missed Jim special sound drops like babes, it's Billy Zane.
I know. I love when Justin just like messages me. He's like, "Oh, his favorite moments of the conversation." Yes, John. Oh yeah.
Oh, and luckily for Phil's superhero comic book movie bracket is almost over. So
Yeah, we should have a winner by November?
What's the choice now? I'll give you my answer. What are the choice?
Well, Lilith and I just did the Phantom versus the Spirit, but October episode's going to be Spawn versus Meteor Man.
Spirit is worse than what was the
Phantom.
Spirit's worse than Phantom. I haven't seen
Frank
Meteor
Miller,
Man.
so
Yeah, I haven't seen Meteor Man. What was Meteor Man and what? Meteor Man and
Spawn.
Yeah, I mean, I liked Spawn when I saw it in the cinema. I'm sure it's aged terribly. I haven't seen Meteor Man, though, to be honest.
I mean, they tried to do a PG-13 Spawn. I'm like, come on.
Yeah. But it was fun at the time, you know?
the cartoon was better on HBO.
It was better.
My hot take.
100% right, Lilith, yes.
My hot take, the Spawn film is probably the worst.
Oh!
The winner.
You didn't even see me. You haven't even watched
you might
Meteor
wanna
Man, have you?
rewatch it.
You might want to wait and watch Meteor Man, right?
Oh, okay. Okay.
So you get all that plus Chichester chats on the Patreon.
I got the good mic out for you guys.
And also pick yourself up some Capes and Lunatics and Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks merch like Ray did. Find it all at Linktree, linktr.ee/CapesandLunatics. Yes, Ray.
Phil, sorry, when are you going to have DG, Chichester, and Justin in the same room?
We're going to try to put that together just with those two voices, yeah.
I got the good mic out
I just
for you guys.
Yeah, I just want to know when you do, because I want to get ready.
Oh my!
I gotta get new headphones. I gotta get a more expensive bottle of wine.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. The $15 bottle of wine is going to be cracked open.
No expense spared, Ray. I like it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, those voices. Yeah,
my favorite biscuit.
All right, Lilith, where can people find you?
Oh, if you want to have a flipping good time on the interwebs, get it, interwebs. Find me on Twitter at Lilith Hellfire, on Instagram at Lilith Hellfire69, and of course on TikTok, making all the comments and none of the content at Lilith Hellfire69.
Either do the 6 or do the 9. Oh, you don't want to know the things I've done.
I miss doing this when you're on vacation.
Somebody's muffin's getting buttered. That ain't my business.
It's Mary Jane's muffin got out of that damn coffin. That's whose.
What?
It was Mary Jane's muffin.
Oh, rape and murder, I'll tell you that.
All right, Dave, I know something big's coming up on Signal of Doom. I'm sure there's a hot episode coming up soon. So what is it, right? What is it, Dave? Tell us.
There is a very hot episode of Signal of Doom. Obviously, we're a weekly show. Listen, guys, we have Elliot S. Magan, the Superman writer, coming up this week.
How cool is that?
We cannot wait. We are looking so forward to talking to him. And we also have James DeMatteis next weekend as well. So we've got a double up.
Tyler just creamed his pants.
And believe you me, I cannot wait to talk to Elliot S. Magan because it's our first interview with him. It'll be the third time JM's on, but I have read so much of the Superman stuff. I am so ready to go. So yeah, check us out. We're obviously on Facebook. We're on Twitter at Signal of Doom. But yeah, just check the show out, and thank you very much for having me on as well. Pleasure to be on 200th episode.
Oh, thank you. But no, I should mention too. Yes, everyone. Will Allred, our other co-host, who also does the show "Explain Yourself" with Kevin Joseph, where they talk to people about their Kickstarter comics. They are going to have JM also on there, I believe, this month. So.
He's talking about promoting this Kickstarter stuff. I can't wait to talk to him about it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, some of that stuff he said he's been working on it, since the pandemic started. So
yeah,
right. Cool.
Lots of good stuff. All right, guess that's it. No, I'm sorry. I know Ray has 50 shows to promote.
He's a man that needs no introduction or outro.
Thank you so much, Phil. Thank you. You can just contact me on at RayPod, REY Pod on Twitter. That's where I hover. That's where I lurk. That's where I
any time, day or night, Ray.
Any time.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I mean, if it's late at night, then there might be a delay in the response when I sleep. But no, absolutely, just there, and you can find all the shows that I do there. Into the Night, the Moon Knight podcast.
Moon Knight podcast. The original. Always imitated, never
original.
Duplicated.
Always good to return to. We're doing reviews of the classic and the modern run reviews. I mean, we've done a whole spate of new issues, new TV shows, so it's good to kind of get back to the the bones of it all. We're approaching our 100th episode for Last Sons of Krypton Superman podcast.
Wow.
So looking forward to that. Yeah, so Connor and I will be tackling some issues in the lead up to the big 100. And of course, Predator and Prey, a new podcast.
P-Ray.
I love it. So we're going through the movies. We're just waiting for our copies of the Omnibus, which will be released, I think, November or December, and then we'll be going through the arcs. Dave, I know you've done Big Game already on the Signal. We're doing stuff. Yeah, Concrete Jungle, Big Game, Bad Blood, Race War.
Bad Blood's crazy. That was the one you recommended. That was nuts. I love that guy.
So yeah.
So Phil and I will be waiting for our invitation on Batman versus Predator. So
yes. Oh no, absolutely. I in our trophy room where we kind of do a little show and tell. I did show that I did pick up the Batman Predator collected.
Mine's autographed.
Collection.
Oh,
there you go. Wow, she just one upped you.
Mine's
just immediately beaten down. Yeah.
Mine's bigger.
I should mention Phil and Lilith. Phil and
good.
Lilith, anytime you'd like to come and Signal of Doom, you guys are very welcome. So I should mention that as well. Ray's been on many times, but I have Ray on retainer.
Every podcast in the world has Ray.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what show has? I mean, Signal's a good show, but what show hasn't Ray been on?
I know. But if you guys would ever like to come on Signal, you're more than welcome.
Yes, absolutely. And likewise,
whenever you want to talk Archie, feel free to call.
Oh yeah, we can talk some Archie. I don't mind a bit of Archie. Yeah.
Dave Lilith is a big
Afterlife of Archie. I like that.
Motu fan, Lilith.
And Archie versus Predator. Just saying.
I love
yes.
that. Archie
One
versus
and two.
Punisher as well. Archie versus
Yep,
Punisher.
sure thing.
Oh yeah, if the Punisher's involved even a little bit, yeah, Dave's down for it.
I'm definitely down for that. I don't mind a bit of Sabrina either. Actually.
Ooh, okay.
Well, okay.
I love that Sabrina TV show. I love that.
Is that
the newer one or the one with Melissa Joan Hart?
Can I say both?
Yes, absolutely. That is actually the correct answer, sir.
Yes, both. Definitely both. The new one was fantastic, but I did love the original back in the 90s for sure.
Yeah.
But
so
yes.
there you go, Ray. We can reach you at any time. I can call you on the bat phone at any time.
Oh!
I love to talk.
No. You got to jump into the moon copter.
The moon phone.
Respect on that.
Exactly. I will quickly turn the conversation.
When Marlene's going to be around too, when I make my visit.
I will. Yes. So
Marlene,
Dave and I have an unspoken agreement. So whenever Marlene does pop up again, I'm going to be on the moon phone to Dave straight away.
And I'll be around quick smart.
Check it out.
But yes, Ray and Ray, Lilith and I are waiting for our our 2-part crossover on the Batman Predator stuff. So
yeah, no, don't worry, it's going to happen.
Oh, nice.
That will happen. You know who I'm going to be rooting for?
Oh yeah, of course we know who you're rooting for.
Batman, my favorite character.
Yeah, Batman all the way. Dark Knight.
Yeah, plenty of prep time.
Oh God.
All right. Thank you, kid. Thank you, my esteemed panel here.
Thank you.
Thank you, the listeners, for listening. Well, what's Connor say? Thank you for listening. And thank you, the audience, for listening.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, I always like to say that ray of sunshine. Connor, yes. Thank you for listening. But until next time, swing on back.
Flip.
Good to have her back. Hi, I'm one of the High Priests of Khonshu, Rey, and I have the sacred privilege of providing you, the loony listener, with a podcast honouring Marvel's very own Moon Knight. So join me and a host of others at Into the Night, a Moon Knight podcast. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, or support the show by becoming a Patreon member. Into the Night, a Moon Knight podcast. It's time to get your Khonshu on.